caused Morrow so much trouble. I mean, one Void Ray came along with 3 Phoenix and took out a Hatchery and 3 Queens. I mean, that put Morrow so far behind. That is losing literally 700, 800 minerals just in that move alone. And then MC put up a 3rd base and got so far ahead.
And we do have the double assimilator put down for MC, and the drone does actually get inside. And we'll be able to scout out these information. And what do we have in the production? We have 4 lings, and we do have the drone moving down to take this natural hatchery. So far, it's pretty standard for Morrow. Will we see any deviations? We'll have to follow him very closely. We do have the probe here, holding the Xelnaga tower, very key actually, and in this movement. And we do have the Zealot getting a hit on that, and Chrono boosting out a Stalker, as well as the Cybernetic score.
So there's actually a bit of deviation in MC's play here. Making a Stalker, rather than 3 or 6 sentries to expand, that's something that Morrow won't be expecting with this fast dual assimilator build that MC's conducted by himself.
Yeah, MC just wants to get rid of this drone. I mean, he's got it waypointed to get rid of this drone, and we're going to have to see how he changes his play from here. We do have the probe in the bottom right being chased down by this sling, and this drone is staying alive for a lot longer, but not much longer, as it does go down. We'll have to see what MC decides to do. 1 gateway goes down, 2 gateways.
Right now it looks, you know, pretty playful, but nothing major like an all-in. But you don't know with MC, he can do anything. Oh, a Twilight Council. So we are going to be seeing some pretty nifty stuff in this game, be it Blink Stalker Micro on the highest level, or even anything to DTs. I won't put anything past him at this point in the game. He is an entertainer, and that's what he does best.
And Morrow, it's going to be very hard for him to get this key information, because, I mean, he has this Overlord here on the right-hand side, but even if he tried to sacrifice it, he'd have to pass this pylon, and it'd obviously get taken down way before it managed to get up to the top here. And these Lings obviously aren't going to be able to get inside, and we'll have to see what he decides to do. It might just be Blink Stalker play, and does Morrow try to do anything? He does get the Roach Warren down. Pretty standard timing for that. We do have the same Queens being out, and it looks like Morrow's just playing kind of standard. I mean, I've seen builds from him where he'll cancel his natural hatchery, and actually he's going to lose this Overlord in an awful position.
Wow, Morrow almost just ran in a Zergling. At the last second, MC walked in 2 Zealots to block the path. That was actually fantastic play. If that Zergling did get in, Morrow could have predicted exactly what was going to happen. And a play like this, you can easily stop it if you see it 2 minutes in advance.
Yes, indeed. And I think that was kind of smart play by Morrow. I mean, he caught me off guard by sending this Overlord in, forcing all MC's units to move over to kill it. And he does try to get in another Zergling, and no Stalker is there to block it out. And now we do have MC moving down the map. He doesn't have a probe with him. Actually, he is going to send a probe. No Nexus has been put down. And we're going to have to see, can Morrow survive? He has 2 Spine Coils. Roaches in production, but with MC's Blink Micro, these Roaches,
I am feeling for Morrow right now. I hope he has what it takes to pull this off, because this army is going to get really big very fast. But Morrow's supply is at 57, and he is producing Roaches and Lings, no drones, so he's doing this exactly right. But the Spine Crawlers are caught, bothering, but this is actually looking pretty decent for Morrow. A little bit of missed Micro, but he is focusing these Stalkers. Oh, and here we see the Blink Micro. That is fantastic play by MC. And Morrow's actually focusing the Sentries and the Zealots. He's ignoring the Stalkers.
Wow, and 12 Lings in production now as well. 2 Roaches out, and it looks
really
like
great play by Morrow
should be able to hold this. I mean, there's a lot of Stalkers here, but at the same time, 22 Lings in production. And I'm not sure if MC will be able to do this. He doesn't have any Sentries with that shield, trying to pick off that Spine Crawler, but Morrow looking in good shape. 63 food versus 45.
Yeah, this is actually looking pretty good for Morrow now. I have goosebumps everywhere, and Morrow is fighting MC head on. Blink Micro is amazing right now. All those Stalkers have lost all their shields, and he's still going. Morrow is still chasing him down. Look at this Micro. He's barely losing anything, but Morrow is overwhelming him.
Wow, Morrow!
The Swedish Superman is actually fighting MC.
Oh! The pylon goes down as well.
Wow!
That is sick. And he even has over here, he has a Ling that sees there's no Expo, and Morrow is so far ahead right now, and this is what we needed to see from him in the second game.
Really, that was fantastic play by Morrow. As I said in the first game, he was reading MC totally well. Even though we couldn't scout this game, his read was perfect. He got Roaches and Lings out just in time. There's 2 Spine Crawlers as well. He positioned himself perfectly, focused the Sentries, focused the Zealots, and yeah, just played perfectly. I can't fault his play at all.
But now, how does Morrow go into the mid-stages of this game? I mean, does he go for a 3rd base, which is very difficult to get on this map? If you look all the way down here, very far away, does he decide to build a lot of units and go very aggressive?
If he plays sensibly, he won't go for a 3rd base. there's not really much you can transition to from going Blink Stalkers. You could say DTs. No, you have to keep on going Blink Stalkers, and I'm pretty sure that Morrow knows that. He just has to play a safe game now and get an anti-Stalker army out ASAP. MC is actually making a Nexus, but he's almost literally at half the supply of Morrow, so he's really, really looking bad.
I mean, 81 food versus 55, I mean, 39 drones versus 23 tells the story. And we do have the Evo Chamber going down, you know, in anticipation for DTs that could follow up from this. The layer just about finishing now. And he'll want to kind of get, actually he's moving out with a lot of links to get scanning information, you know, check the composition. What does MC have? He's going to get this.
Okay, he lost a few lings, but that's okay. They're
That's
just
okay,
25
Morrow.
minerals each.
That's okay.
But yeah, he's still way ahead in supply. He's looking really comfortable. And this is when Morrow's really good. I mean, he's a player that practices so much. He's been in this situation so many times before, and MC is actually going for a robotics facility, which, you know, that's a pretty big indicator of that you can't really transition out of Blink Stalkers. I mean, he's going back to robotics facility, which he could have done in the first place, but he didn't expect Morrow to handle that Blink Stalker attack as well as he did, because neither did I.
I mean, Burrow is now being researched along with the tunneling claws, +1 attack from the Evo Chamber. So he's going to, well, we are going to see a lot of roaches being made, and the movement speed of these roaches will be able to do a lot of damage. And, you know, the no forge for MC, there's no +1 attack, and Morrow is just in a great situation. MC has to pull a lot of strings here to come back. 69 food versus 107. Every second that ticks by in this game, Morrow is just pushing further and further ahead.
And if we look at the income tab, that's 53 workers to 31. He's doubling his mineral income right now. Morrow is looking insanely comfortable.
And he's not even going to go for a third hatchery as we expected. I mean, well, he is moving down now, but he's delayed it for such a long time. Morrow is just too smart, man. And he is actually getting so many only roaches in production now, and then we could be seeing some kind of timing attack when this +1 finishes. He knows that MC's far behind, and he's trying to catch up as much as possible.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty big attack. I mean, anything that MC tries to transition into, which will be Colossus at this point, Morrow's going to absolutely overwhelm him with roughly 130, 140 supply, and MC's not really going to be able to do anything about it. He's already got Burrow and Burrow movement upgrades, so he can go right under those force fields and get into the nitty-gritty of those Stalkers. And I think Morrow is looking fantastic.
And we'll look at this, actually, Observer moving down, doesn't see the forces as you can see on the mini-map, moving through the map. We'll be able to find this third base and be like, oh, that's actually really
this
late.
is actually really good, though, for MC. Look, he actually sees all these burrowed roaches with the Observer. That is actually so unlucky for Morrow.
And Morrow does notice that and has to leave. The thing is, like, he's got this robotics bay, but does not want to be building Colossus in this situation. You need to just focus on Immortals. One Immortal just about to finish here. And we do have Lings moving around, checking out for that third base of MC. Do we still know Forge gone down, so he doesn't have any upgrades? And we do have the Observer going in the base, seeing what's going on. But now, MC being very brave, moving out with the Stalker army, picking off a lot of creep tumors, just pushing Morrow's creep shed back.
And the reason he can do that, he saw the burrow upgrade. Like, he saw those roaches moving, and he knew that in order to get that so fast, he had to stop getting the speed, or he had to delay his speed, so he could actually go out and push those creep tumors back and just, you know, gain a little bit of ground. That is really smart. But Morrow, he's now got his third base. He is saturated fully on all three of his bases with a queen on each. He is looking so good right now. 170 supply, a Spire going up.
I mean, he does send in a few Lings there just to scout out the army composition. And we do see the Spire going down now in the back of the base. And that's going to be great, especially fighting against these Colossus. Going to be able to get a lot of Corruptors out. And do we have any? No, not even one Colossus is out. So there's a lot of time for Morrow to get out Corruptors to fight against this army.
Yeah, and he's already getting the Zerg Flyer attacks. He's getting Groove Spines for Hydralisks as well. He's going everything right now. But this is what I was talking about in this game. This map has so many closed chokes that if a Zerg takes a fight against a Protoss at any particular point on the map, he's going to be fighting not only against Protoss, but the map itself. This is so bad for Protoss.
173 food versus 123. MC being very brave, moving out with his army, getting down at Pylon here. Morrow does see it. All these force fields.
Burrow, and he goes under the force fields. Even though only one roach survived, that's a moral victory right there.
I mean, there's a lot of energy being used with these force fields. I mean, they didn't really do enough damage, didn't, you know, keep any roaches there. And look over here, we do have an Overlord scouting out the Colossus. And now another
a huge fight. And wow, he's burrowing everything from behind the force fields into these Stalkers. takes out the Immortal in one shot, and he's killing everything. But he is actually retreating now. He's losing far too much. This Colossus is doing so much damage despite being only one.
Really smart move to move back there, actually. And he could actually go in here. He has a lot of Hydras here. And here he is actually going to go in. And
wow.
This could be a huge fight. If he picks off the Colossus.
He's picking off. The Colossus goes down. Morrow is annihilating MC's army. MC has nowhere to run despite having Blink, and Morrow is just laughing away at MC's army. And drones block the Stalkers from getting away.
And here he is,
really
moving down here, intercepting the Stalkers. And wow. Morrow, 180 versus 90 food, catching all these Stalkers off. There is no army for MC.
No, Morrow played perfectly there. There was no faulting that play at all. He predicted MC's every move, even drone blocking on the ramp to get a few extra kills. I mean, that's just fancy, you know?
And that is the Morrow we wanted to see, Ben. That is the Morrow.
That is the Morrow yeah. I mean, you know, since Gamescom, one of his biggest achievements was getting second at Assembly, and people kind of didn't accept him as a Zerg player, but people are going to start doing so very, very soon.
I mean, MC is not an easy win by no means, and this game is completely in Morrow's direction. 200 food maxed out now versus 99 of MC, only on 2 base. Doesn't have a forge, no upgrades are, and MC just not looking the same MC as we saw in the first game we've seen in the GSLs, and Morrow completely threw MC off with this early game.
I think MC played pretty well, actually. I just think Morrow is looking like Morrow this game. The first game he made a few risky errors, which he just didn't do this game. He played solid. And we do see another fight taking place. This positioning for MC is actually really good. These 3 Colossus, they can't be gotten at. And it's such a small choke, but there's no sentries to block anything from getting through. And Morrow just has too much. He is overwhelming MC despite falling back.
I mean, 3 base versus 2 base. The main is now mined out for MC. We look at the natural. Still got a few on there, so he's only 1 base.
A fight's taking place. These 3 Colossus. Oh, and GG is called.
MC.
Wow. MC.
Morrow.
Well, MC is not untouchable, Morrow. Thank you for proving that to everybody.
Indeed,
wow.
MC is not untouchable, and we see that now as Morrow takes down the game on the least expected map on Crossfire.
I know. I was talking to everybody at this event because I've been out of the scene for a while, and I didn't really understand this map, or I've never seen it before. And people were saying, Protoss cannot lose this map. And Morrow, wow. You just proved everybody wrong.
I'd just like to let you guys know that there is the fan meeting going on with Huck, Show, Jimmer, and White Raw, but no, don't go, man. You have to see this game. This is intense. I mean, as soon as this game's over, please go do that and go check them guys out. But we are ready, and I'm just making sure that they're both already. The last map is going to be on Securus Plateau.
Which is a huge macro map. If we're going to see a macro game between these two, this is the map to see it on.
And this is the map we'd love to see it on as well. The final fight between these 2 players, and it's going to be intense. I'm the host. Let me just check if both players are ready to go.
MC's just taking a bit more time than normal to say he's ready. I mean, he must be pretty shook up about that. I mean, people, or the odds on this game were literally 10 to 1 or whatever, you know?
Yeah. All right, both players are ready.
Wow.
For the final time in this series, please make some noise for both of these players. Let them know you are watching. Please make some noise. Let's go, Ben.
We're going to do it, Sean.
The countdown has begun.
It really has. And the game is starting right now. People who thought that this game was going to be a 2-0 walkover for MC, I'm happy to smile at them. Morrow really... I'm quite speechless, actually. He played so fantastic. He just predicted MC down to the T and played perfect.
Yeah, really nice game from Morrow there, showing us that he is not a walkover by any means. Like you did say, everybody was like, well, 2-0, easy game for MC to take this down, but unfortunately, the strategy from MC didn't quite work out for him, as Morrow was very well prepared for that. And we're going to have to see what both players decide to do in this game. Very early, actually moving down here to get the pylon down on the expansion. And this is the frightening play on this map, is when, like, Protoss, we have to just take a note, actually, before I go into that, is this is actually the older version of this map. So we do still have the destructible rocks. The only difference is that you do automatically spawn cross positions. And it doesn't look like MC quite knows that, which is kind of unfortunate for him. But these rocks are going to play a bit of a factor. Unlike the new version, it's going to bring in a lot of strategy into this game. It looks like MC is going to be going for like a Forge Expo. And we'll have to see how Morrow decides to play against that. We all come up to 14. There is the Extractor gone down. So once again, Morrow just opting not to be greedy, not to try and push, push this game into being like, all right, well, I'm going to go hatchery first. And then the probe comes and blocks it. Like, oh, well, that was a big mistake.
Morrow is very tried and tested. I mean, he plays so much in practice games. I saw him today playing against a practice partner who played Protoss. And roughly 10 games in a row, the same thing every time. No matter if he lost, he'd just make little adjustments in his play and perfect it. And I mean, I'm really, really, really gobsmacked by his play. But MC, on the other hand, he's done a different thing all 3 games. And I'm not sure how Morrow's actually going to deal with this once he scouts this Forge.
Well, again, there's kind of 2 options. When you come up here and you see the Forge, and you're like, all right, well, he's going Expo first. Okay, that's cool. These are my 2 options. Either I'm going to go basically all in with a lot of Lings and Roaches to try and break him, or I'm going to take a very early third and progress from there. So we're going to have to see which one Morrow decides to go